What is your name and your position?
My name is Mike Licklider, and I am the Service Repair Center Manager and also the Warehouse Manager.
Okay. What do you love about your job?
What I love about my job is I am always constantly on the move, and I get to, in my position, I get to handle the sales orders when they get printed. I get to direct them on how we're going to ship them out of here, whether we're going to go 18-wheeler truck, our own delivery service, or we're going to use like FedEx or UPS. I also love being able to come out here and work with my guys and either pull orders, or I go in the shop with the repair techs and I get to help them repair tools.
Do you work in teams?
Sometimes. So in the repair shop, typically everybody works individually because they have one tool they're working on. Sometimes if they run into a problem, the whole shop, all the techs will get together and try to figure out the problem and solve it. Out here in the warehouse, we do typically work by ourselves, but same thing. If we have a really big order, we'll get together and we'll all work together to get the order pulled and ready to be shipped out.
Has technology changed your job?
Yes. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
How so?
And how so? So yes, technology has changed a lot in the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 years. One instance is when I'm shipping out skids to go 18-wheeler, I have certain carriers that I have to go on their website, each individual website, to get pricing, how long it's going to take to get to our customer. Well, now with technology, I go right online and I can go one site and put all my information in, and it gives me I get to pick who I want to choose from right on one screen instead of spending time on each individual. Same thing with the shop. The shop, before we used to have to print out schematics and diagrams on how to repair tools and take them apart. Now with computers, we can go right online and pull up the schematic and everything right on the computer.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
What led you to your current job?
What led me to my current job? The reason where I'm at right now is because the job I had before this, I worked 7 days a week and 110 hours a week, and I want to be home with my family and my kids. So I made the decision to find a job that best suit what I can do. And Hartman was hiring a manager for the repair shop and the warehouse, and I had the skills to be able to manage both departments, and it just worked out that way to where I can work here now.
What's the best career decision you've ever made?
The best career decision I ever made? Well, just like I said in the previous question, I think my best decision was to come here and work for Hartman. It gives me the flexibility with my family, and I absolutely love every aspect of this job of working in the warehouse and the repair shop.
What advice would you give a student interested in this career?
What advice? I would say if you love to work with your hands and you like problem solving, and this would be the right way to go, because you get to, in the shop, you get to tear stuff apart and rebuild it and make it work, and then out here you get to pull orders and work with different products every single day and be able to ship them out.
Thank you for your... What is your typical work day like?
So I get here in the morning and I go into my office, and first thing I do is I check with my warehouse guys and I make sure they have their work orders, everything they need and all the tools they need. I go and I check on the shop, and same thing, make sure they're working okay and they got everything they need, and then I go back to my office, and every sales order for this company gets printed into my office. And so I start reviewing all the orders, and I got to decide my decision. One of my decisions I get to make is how we're going to ship it out of here. And so then I start filtering through that, and I'll take some down to trucking, UPS, our own Hartman delivery service. As the morning goes on, I start building my runs for my delivery guys for the next day. So once I get those built at around 1:30, then we go ahead and start pulling all those orders. And by the end of the day, we are loading up our Hartman delivery guys. We are loading up the 18-wheelers with yours we're shipping out of there. And then we're also in the shop repairing tools, and we're making sure they are going to the right bins for the right customers.
What are your work hours?
My work hours are from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Is your work schedule flexible?
Yes. So the nice thing about working here is that if I need to adjust my hours, I'm able to adjust my hours to where if I have to go to the doctor's or I have to make an errand or something, I can go ahead and do that. And that way I can do what I need to do, and then the next day I just go back to my normal hours. So as Mr. Richardson in the shop showed you guys how you have a brand new tool, and then I believe he showed you a little bit how a tool was broken down. But that's just one type of tool that we use. So what I did is I brought out a couple different types. Mr. Hartman was also at the beginning of the tour was telling you guys about different types of nails that we have, and they go to different type of tools. So this tool right here is a framing nailer. So when they're building houses and they're putting the walls up, this is what they use. They use this tool to shoot the wood together to make the walls. Just like the nails that you saw earlier were in a coil, these are called strip nails. Now these are held together with paper, not metal. But these are long enough, and they make different types of nails, different lengths for different size, depending on what your application is. So the longer the nail, obviously you can shoot into thicker wood. So like when you're making walls and stuff for a house, these will hold it together. But these are called strip nails. This is called a stick framer. And the nails just slide right in. And then you have to hook up air to it from an air compressor, and then it will shoot every single time you pull the trigger. Another one is, now Mr. Richardson showed you guys this tool. This is a coil nailer, different application. A lot of these are used for making pallets. They are also used to, they call it a siding gun. So when construction workers are putting up siding on a house, they can use this type of tool. And this is a coil nail that goes into this. They make different sizes, different thicknesses. This is a siding nail. So this is perfect for that application of putting siding up on somebody's house. And then we also have a roofing gun. And the construction workers use this when they're putting shingles on your roof. This is the gun they're going to use. And a little bit different. It's still a coil nail that goes in it, but the nail heads are a little bit thicker, but you can see they're not really long because you don't really need them that long to hold your shingles on your roof. But this is what goes in, and I'll show you. I'll load this one up just so you kind of see how it goes. You pull that lever down, you open it up. There's already some in there, so you can see the coil. And then you just pull a little bit of the coil, and it goes up in here to what is called a feed paw. And you set that in there. You close your door, lock that in, hook up your air, and you're ready to shoot. You have to depress this and pull the trigger, and it'll shoot every single time. But this is what puts your shingles on your roof. That's what keeps them on. As you can tell, it's a little bit loud. So there's 3 levers. This one has 3 levers. One's for up and down. One tilts forward and backwards. And then this third one, I can use the forks left or right. Because the pallets weigh so much, you got to be very specific and careful on how you got to get it positioned perfectly to be able to pull this pallet down off the rack and put it back up. once I go into the pallet, and I'm in between the two little rungs that you can see on these. You have to be in between those two pieces of wood. I'm always double checking to make sure I'm in the center of that pallet. Because if I'm off to the right, it can actually, when I pick it up, it can actually tip over and fall over. So then all I'm going to do is going to pull the lever. I'm going to have to lift it up a little bit. Pick it up off the roof. And then as always, you got, with the forklift, you tilt it back. That way all the weight sits back towards the forklift. Otherwise, if I'm not, the pallet can fall over the other way. So I bring it all the way back, and I check, make sure there's nobody around me, and then I'll just slowly back up. Once I know I cleared the beam and I'm ready to go, I can just drop it down. Go from there. Mr. Hartman was telling you guys about the forklift has 3 masts. So I don't know if you guys can see, you got one right here, one right there, and one all the way up top. That gives us the ability to go up super high. A little bit crooked, so I want to make sure I'm straight enough. Just pull back. Once you know you're down on the beam, you just slowly back up. You got to check your surroundings. Once you're clear,